Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me, but I don't own the rights to this song.
Oh my god, hello. I'm Sarah J. Ruthless, and welcome to another episode of Drunk Bible Stories. Come on, girl, you can do it. Wine is never a good idea. The book we will be defiling today is Numbers. I am convinced they only named it that because they were like, we'll put all of the really juicy, incriminating, and otherwise doesn't make any fucking sense stories into this book. No one will read it because it's named after math. Boring. Little did they know that many, many moons later, some drunk atheist would be here calling their bluff. We start out in Numbers chapter 22. And just like a real quick recap, Moses saved the Israelites from Egypt. They went to the desert, cheated on God. He was not happy about it. I'm gonna make all y'all wander in the desert until everyone who cheated on me fucking dies. And we are just about at the end of that 40-year period, which means even Moses is like 1,000 years old and gonna die any fucking second. However, despite being on God's shit list, the Israelites do not let that stop them from raising the ever-living hell out of their surroundings, by which I mean committing some rather unbecoming war crimes. To be fair, I do not know what a war crime is. I just think all of war is criminal. End of sentence. So the Israelites have just been like raping and pillaging their way through, through Palestine. And they like fucking demolished Bashan, the Amorites, and basically next on their 13 reasons why is the kingdom of Moab. The king of Moab is a motherfucker named Balak. I Googled this and now I'm embarrassing myself. Ugh, hang on. It is Balak. Was that either of the two things I just said? I already forgot. Whatever. Anyway, King Balak sees the writing on the wall. We learned that last episode. And is like, fuck me. I am next. Don't want to die. Gonna go off script, make a real cute decision, call up the local soothsayer, the sayer of sooths. And he's living out in the woods, like in the boonies, like some might even say in a swamp. His name is Balaam. I always heard it pronounced Balaam, but I Googled the shit out of it and I'm like 92% sure it's Balaam. So Balaam has one hell of a reputation. Whomsoever this motherfucker curses is cursed, and whomsoever this motherfucker blesses is blessed. It's actually like kind of cute of King Balak to seek this guy out though. Like, I'm just gonna say it, this is like feeling a little queer coded. A straight king would go straight for the war, but this son of a bitch is like, no, I'm gonna call my local fortune teller. Hashtag support small businesses. All right, anyway, King Balak decides to send 3 emissaries out to the fucking swamp to retrieve the soothsayer Balaam. I make really great life decisions. And so the emissaries get to Balaam's swamp and he's like, wow, what the fuck are you guys doing at my fucking swamp?
King Balak would like to cordially invite
the sayer of sooths, Lord Balaam himself, to come to Moab and please, please, please curse the Israelites. Oh my God, otherwise they're gonna kill me. Well, like, I'm gonna have to run it through corporate and then ask God what he thinks. And then, like, if he talks to me in my dreams, which is what he does, that's like how it works, I'll see what he says and like let you know in the morning. Yeah, of course. That's like a really great system. So they have like a cute little slumber party. That's what happens. Balaam goes to sleep, and in his dreams, God comes to him. Hey, God, nice to see you in dreamland. So these, like, guys, they're just kind of wondering if I could curse the Israelites. What are your thoughts? Girl, haven't you heard? The Israelites are, like, literally my favorites. You cannot curse them. Tell them to get the fuck out of here. So the next morning, Balaam is like, all right, sorry, Daddy said I couldn't play with you. So the emissaries skedaddle back off to Moab, tell King Balak, and he's like, excuse me, did y'all not understand the assignment? This was not like a request. Fucking go back there, you ding-dongs. But this time he sends 3 of his fanciest noblemen and also gives them like a little bit of bribery monies. You know what I mean? So these motherfuckers show up at the swamp, and Balaam is like, what are you doing in my swamp? Okay, but like, we did come all this way though. And he's like, all right, stay the night and I'll like ask God or whatever. And in the morning, I'm making waffles. Yeah, so then that night, hey God, is it cool if I like go play with the Moabites tomorrow? What the fuck, dude? These assholes are just asking the same thing that the last assholes asked. Yeah, but like, they're gonna pay me a lot of money, and I'm a freelancer. All right, well, it sounds like you've made up your mind. Okay, well, it sounds like this is a trap. Oh, does it sound like it's a trap? Because I am giving you permission. It does not sound like I have your permission, but I'm gonna take you at face value because you're refusing to communicate directly. I'm barely paraphrasing. Okay. You have to promise me, like Pinky promise me, you will not you will not say anything unless I specifically give you permission to say it. Oh my God, I'm so bored. Anyway, the next morning, guess what, girls? I can totally go with y'all. So with this next part, we kind of have to read between the lines because the noblemen, they are not at all involved in the next major part of this story. So I guess they were just like, okay, well, we have horses and you only have a donkey. So we're just going to be like way ahead of you. See ya when we see ya. Bye. So Balaam packs up his donkey, and the Bible really makes a point of emphasizing that the donkey's pronouns are she, her. Good for her. So Balaam gets on the donkey and starts traveling to the kingdom when suddenly God's anger flares. According to scholars, it was like shitty that Balaam even asked God again because like he already got his answer, but then he just like kept begging God to change his mind once money was involved, and that's really shitty of him, I guess. And we're supposed to just like know that? I don't know, use your big boy words, God. Anyway, so Balaam is just like traveling along. God's wrath is incited as per usual, but he's preoccupied, I guess. I'm busy. And he decides to send his angel to do his dirty work. So the angel just like plops itself in the middle of the goddamn road and has a big flaming sword and is like, you shall not pass. But I think maybe some frequencies got mixed up because the angel forgets to make itself visible to Balaam, and it is only actually able to be seen by the donkey. And donkey makes the really responsible decision to not fuck with that. Just like skirts around this whole situation and then ends up in a ditch. What the fuck, donkey? And then Balaam hits the donkey, which is like really not cool, man. It's like not cool at all. But I guess they circumvent the angel and then that works. Not a very effective angel if you can just like walk around it. I don't know, man. Anyway, swipe, new scene. Now we're in a vineyard. And then the angel shows up again. Oh, no thank you. That looks like none of my business. I shan't be participating. And then veers off of the path into a wall. What the fuck, donkey? And then hits the donkey even harder this time. And I don't like how much animal abuse is occurring in this story. Swipe, new scene. This time we're in some kind of crevice situation, and then the fucking angel shows up again. You know what? Enough is enough. I'm just gonna sit down and wait for this to be over. So he gets off the donkey. Donkey, what the fuck are you doing? That's a real great boulder. I like this boulder. That is a nice boulder. And starts beating the shit out of her with a stick. And in a shocking turn of events, even God is like, wow, murder, rape, genocide. I could turn a blind eye to all of that. But animal abuse is where I draw the line. Don't misunderstand me. Animal abuse is really bad. I just would like to be treated half as well as a donkey is. I'll take things I never thought I'd say for 500, Alex Trebek.
But you gotta have friends.
Still not through the first chapter. So now God decides to interfucking-vene. But not in like any sort of normal way that makes any fucking sense. God just decides to, in the words of the Bible, open the mouth of the ass. and give the donkey the gift of human speech. Riddle me this, bitch. Have I fucking ever been a bad donkey to you? No, I guess you haven't. Okay, great. Second question. Aren't I a pretty good donkey? Sort of feels like repetition of the first question. Answer the question. Okay, yeah, no, you've always been a really good donkey. That's what I thought. Third question. How dare you? It does bear mentioning that at no point is it ever indicated that Balaam is remotely surprised or concerned that the donkey is speaking to him and he can understand it. Okay. And then God decides to, make a big entrance and then opens the eyes of Balaam and lets him see the fucking angel, for fuck's sake. And then he falls to the ground, weeping and wailing. Oh my fucking God, I am a piece of shit. It's ultimately my fault that I couldn't see an invisible angel. It's really shitty of me that I didn't read the donkey's mind.
And then the donkey is literally never heard from again. She's not in the rest of the Bible. Did she go to the kingdom? Did she go back to the swamp? Did she retain her ability to speak? Did she just ascend into little donkey heaven with little Sebastian? Inquiring minds would like to know.
It's only been 3 paragraphs. I've somehow made the Bible longer, which is not what it needed. We're switching it up because I can't handle it. Back to the Bible. We get to fucking Moab, finally, and King Balak is there, and he's like, sup, my bitches, and then invites them out to, a really cute mountaintop dinner. All right, cool. Quick sidebar. I am not able to say anything unless God tells me I can say it. For sure. And while you're, waiting for God to talk to you or whatever, can I get you anything else? Well, now that you mention it, I think it'd be soups cute if you could, I don't know, have 7 altars and then sacrifice 7 rams and 7 bulls. I'm no mathematician, but that sounds like a metric fuck ton of barbecue. So yeah, they just have a gigantic barbecue, and then Balaam is like, okay, great. Now I can just go off in private and ask God what he's thinking, because he only talks to me. He doesn't want to talk in front of you because you're a nerd. And Balak is like, I understand. So yeah, Balaam just goes off into the valley, I guess. I don't fucking care. And then God is like, sup, bitch? Plot twist. Still don't want you to curse the Israelites. They're my favorite. I told you that 5 paragraphs ago. I know, I totally know. Okay, great. So all you can say though is that the Israelites are great. So then Balaam goes back to Balak and he's like, bummer, dude. God doesn't feel like cursing the Israelites. They're his favorite. I get it. This was a shitty mountaintop. We just should go to a different location. So then they just relocate, literally. They go to a second mountaintop. And then Balaam is like, okay, doesn't really change anything, but all right, 7 altars and then 7 rams, 7 bulls, etc. So once again, they have a fucking 21 top barbecue. Okay, I'll go off into the corner and ask God what he thinks. And Balak is just no, this totally makes sense though. Balaam comes back and is like, guess what? God changed his mind? Incorrect. God actually thinks Israel is a lioness. She's just gonna devour the prey and then drink the blood of the slain. Yeah, no, God's getting a little bit randy, if you know what I mean. I don't know what you mean. Would it perhaps help if we went to a 3rd location? You know what? Why the fuck not? So then they go to a 3rd mountaintop. So they go to a 3rd location. Listen, Balaam, I get it. You can only say what God says you can say. So all I'm gonna ask is that if you can't curse them because daddy won't let you, then at the very least, can you promise me you won't bless them? But Balaam makes no such promises. Or if he does, he's got his little fingies crossed. You know what I mean? You get it. I'm drunk. I am not sober. I don't know. I think we're still gonna need, oh, let me guess, 7 altars with 7 rams and 7 bulls. You guessed it. I think God is just a hangry bitch who's got a real hankering for some fucking barbecue. Get it together, God. All right, I'm gonna ask God what he thinks. And then he like goes off into the corner. Again, where is this occurring? Some plot holes that I have fallen into and I can't get up. You know what I mean, though? You do. You get it. You know what? Now that we're at our 3rd mountaintop picnic, the barbecue just like ain't slapping as much as it did that first time, you know what I mean? I get it. I've been chasing that high ever since. Israel's my favorite. Like, they're a sloppy bitch, okay? But here's the thing, though. I kind of love me some sloppy, messy bitches. Like, honestly, I'm kind of in an abusive relationship with Israel. I'm actually not exaggerating. That's kind of what the text says. Counterpoint, shut the fuck up, God. That's not what it's like at all. So then Balaam just like stumbles back to like the main area, the campfire, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where any of this is happening. I don't know what is happening, frankly. I'm real sorry, but God has a real boner for Israel. He is going to make them win every football game ever. And by football game, I mean destroying kingdoms. And you're one of those kingdoms. Really? Really, really? Okay, kind of sounds like you're just here blessing them. Oh, I'm totally blessing them. They are going to be blessed from like elbows to assholes. It's happening. Deal with it. And then he left. He just like left. Bye. And then that's like what happened. You should worry because it gets even worse. Balaam is like this prophet, right? Like he is in the Bible as a prophet. Allegedly. Balaam went home, back to the swamp, and then, like 1 chapter later, the Israelites just started worshiping a bunch of false gods. And from what I can tell, it kind of seems like they were worshiping false gods the whole time. But God was like, nope, this is Balaam's fault. He worshipped false gods, and then you guys were worshiping false gods, and basically, he's an easy target. Like, that's basically what happened from my understanding. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. And also, can't stress this enough, I literally don't fucking care. Like, at all. But anyway, God's like, hey Moses, maybe you should execute everyone who has been worshiping a false god. And then also, if they were just like fucking someone who is worshiping a false god, you should also execute them. You got it, babe. And then he does. He murders every Israelite fucking a Midianite. And then there's this one guy named Zambri. And he's like, you know what? My name is Zambri. I'm a horny motherfucker. And I am fucking a Midianite woman. And I think he just like parades her around the tent where all of the Israelites are making these decisions for everyone. And then he takes this Midianite woman into a tent. And then one of the priests is like, aw, hell no, bitch. And then grabs a spear, runs into the tent, throws the spear, and essentially shish kebabs Zimbri as he's fucking this Midianite woman. Boop. That's what you get for pissing off God, bitch. And then God is like,
okay, so you know how I told Moses to kill all the Israelites worshiping Midianite gods? Well, we're actually going to rebrand that as a plague. And guess what? The plague is over. Yay! Only 24,000 of you died. Good job, guys.
Sometimes the Bible makes me cry. Not because it's well written, but because of actually the exact opposite. I just want to eat Girl Scout cookies and watch Cougar Town. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why Balaam is painted as the villain of the story. I mean, he did hit his donkey, though. That was really fucked up of him. It was. But also, he's punished for going to Moab after God said he could go to Moab. Then he's punished for not being able to see an invisible angel. And then, when he's not even in the fucking story anymore, he's blamed for introducing false gods to the Israelites? Are you fucking kidding me? This was not their first time, God. Grow up, girl. Like, the villain of the story, as per fucking always, is God. Ah! Anyway, the moral of the story is indoctrination is child abuse. And also, don't beat up donkeys. My name is Sarah J. Ruthless, and I'm so tired of everything. Why is God like this? Like, you could just be better. Do you know that? Do you know that you could just be better? He doesn't. He doesn't know. Also, he doesn't exist. You know what does exist? Me. Boop. And I have a Patreon, and if you feel like it, you should sign up for it, because that'd be cool. I'm so tired. I have to go to bed. I have to work tomorrow. I love you. I'm so sorry. I love you. Good night. Bye.
Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me, but I don't own the rights to this song. Bum 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 bum